Okay, in Excel now, tell me. Right now, you will see a familiar interface like now, because with the ribbon and the tabs and the groups, everything as we have learned in the Word, you can see it's very familiar for you. But only the difference is like in the Word, we had like documents. Right now, here we have spreadsheets. Right now, then, when it comes to Excel, right now, we have something called workbook and worksheet. Can someone tell me what is a workbook and what is a worksheet? Can someone tell me what is a workbook and worksheet? What is a workbook in Excel? What is worksheet? Yes, anyone tell me quickly what is a workbook? You already know that, right? You have already tried this Excel. Tell me what is a worksheet? What is a workbook? No idea? Okay, now the Excel sheet. Now this is Excel workbook, right? In this workbook, Excel workbook, you may have, right, multiple worksheets, right? In a workbook, you may have multiple worksheets. Right now, what is a worksheet? And someone please tell me what is the workbook or worksheet? Where you can find the worksheets?
Is workbook something like the whole Excel file?
Exactly. Okay.
And worksheet is what you like one sheet in the file? Am I
Yes,
correct?
like now, yes, these are like you can see this screen. Here it says sheet one, sheet two. Likewise in sheet one, let's say test. We have typed test. Right. And then you can see here that I have typed text. Right now in sheet two, in the sheet one, something ready or something like that. We have typed, let's say now here, you can see this is sheet one, this is sheet two. Right. So in same Excel file, you can have multiple worksheets right now. Each sheets right now. Here you can move the sheets. You can rearrange the sheets. Right now you can, by clicking on this, you can add a new sheet. For this sheet, you can rename it. You can, all right, add a different color for the sheet. Right, likewise, you can have come up with multiple formatting options that you could do, right? Therefore, right now you can maintain one Excel file with one Excel workbook with multiple worksheets for different activities. You can have the formulas, the functions, right, throughout the sheets. Everything is possible here, right? So, if you don't want, you can delete the sheets and then right afterwards, let's say you have come up with something and you have finalized it for the month of January, let's say, and then you need to do it again for the same task for February as well. Then in that case, you can click on the same sheet and then you can select create a copy of this one. Then you can see you can create a copy now. Then you can keep the sheet and then you can work with the sheet too. Likewise, you can work around. Right. So first of all, you need to know what is an Excel workbook and what is an Excel sheet. Right. Now, basically, what we can do using Excel. Right. Very importantly, what we can do using Excel and when to use Word, you know. Right. When to use Excel now. What do you think? When to use Excel? For what purposes?
Data creation and data analysis. So,
Yes, exactly. Data creation and data analyzation. Yes, to analyze data, right? To create charts and graphs, like represent, analyze information, to prepare reports, to perform calculations. Yes, right now. So those kind of tasks you can use Excel, right? So in Excel file, you can have tables, right? You can have formulas, you can see charts, you can see, right, forms, like you can have many things using Excel. Right now, basically, you can visualize or represent how you analyze the data. Therefore, Excel can be used to collect data, to organize data, and to perform calculations, right? Then why we need to use Excel is done right now. Then what is a workbook? Workbook means an entire Excel file. Right. Once you save this, it gets saved as XLSX file. Now that is the Excel file. Inside the Excel file, that means inside the workbook, you can have multiple worksheets. The workbook may contain many worksheets. Right now, for an example, it could be sales reports for like year 2025. Then all 12 months can be included as worksheets in your workbook, right? Likewise, you can have. So, in one file, you can have multiple worksheets, right? Then you know how to rename a worksheet, how to add a worksheet, how to copy, how to duplicate, how to remove, likewise. Now, in a worksheet, what it contains, right? Now we need to know in a worksheet what it contains in a worksheet. Right now, in a worksheets, you can see we have labeled rows and columns. Right now, we have rows and labeled columns. Right now, we have rows and columns available in the Excel. Right, we have rows and columns available in the Excel. Right now, we have rows and columns. Right now, sometimes you might see the Excel. Right now, someone who has opened the Excel previously may have gone to view and then remove the grid lines. Right now, if the grid lines are removed, then you will see it as a plain document, right? But remember, right now, like this also, you can work with the Excel. Right now, for the time being, we will enable the grid lines, so it's easier for us. Right, then in this document right now, we can see rows and the columns labeled from A, B, C, likewise it goes. Right, then in normally, right now, how many columns we have up to what? Right now, if you want to go to the furthest column right now, or the start, now from furthest to start, right now, you have to press Control key, Control and the arrow key. Control plus right arrow key will take you to the last column available here. All right, last column available here. See, right now, now if you open another column, XFD, right now you can see this is the last column. Right now, again, if you want to go back to the beginning, Control left arrow, you can go to the beginning. Likewise, how many rows do we have? Control and the down arrow key. You can see we can go down to this cell. Right now again, if you want to go up, Control plus up arrow key. That's how you can go up to the first, right. Now wherever you are, if you click on the let's say now here you are, and if you click on the home, right now sometimes you may in this cell. And if you click the home button, now you can see it takes you to the column A, right? And if you select the control home, if you press the control key plus home, you will be able to go to the first leftmost cell. Right now, this one you call as a cell, right? There are many cells in this document right now. In order to identify each cell, we have a row number and a column number. Right now, we call this as a, like now, this cell we call as A1 cell. Here, this one is we call as C5. Right now, this one G2. Right now, G3, G4, G5, likewise, you can say G1. Right, like this is how you refer a cell. Each cell has an address. You refer a cell using column label and the row label. Right now, that is how you refer a cell. But every time you select a cell, you can see here it shows you the cell address in the name box. In the name box, it shows you the cell address. Right now, if it is a one cell, single cell selected D5. Right, if you have selected like this, D3 to G3. Right now, this is a selection. Right now, see, why like we are selecting from right now here one row, right? One like what does it say? Now this is the G, this is C5 cell. Like now, if I am selecting C5 right now, or something like this. Now tell me, five right now, how many we are selecting? Right now, we can see here when you are making a selection, how many rows and how many columns you are selected. Right now, here only like one row with two columns. Here, when you select, see the name box appears, right? One row with three columns, one row with six columns, one row with 13 columns, then two rows with three columns, three rows with three columns, four rows with three columns, six rows with three columns. Likewise, whenever you make a selection, you will be able to see how many columns and rows you have selected. Right. And then this is how you work with the Excel. Right now, you have rows. Rows runs horizontally across the worksheet, and rows are identified by numbers, right? And if you want to go to the very last row, right? You can select Control and press the arrow key. You can take to the last row, and then if you want to go back to the first row, select Control and up arrow key. And every cell has a row number as well as a column number. Column numbers are labeled with English letters. The first column is capital A, and if you want to go to the last column, Control and right arrow key, then it will take the XFD column, right? And again, if you want to go back to the beginning, Control left. Right now, here this is how you go XFD, and if you want to go to that XFD column last row, Control down arrow key, then this is the last column of the XF in the last column, last row. Right now, this value, and from here, if you want to go to the very first one, that means cell A1, then you can just select Control Home. When you select Control Home, you can go to the A1 set. Likewise, you can work out. Right. Then here, this is how you insert, how you access the rows and how you call the rows. Right. Now, if you want to insert, like now, let's say here I have started with a name or something, and I feel like that I need to have a column behind this. So it's okay. You can just right click and then select insert. You can add a column. Right now, here I wanted to add a column above this. Then it doesn't matter. Right click and then select insert. You can add a new row, new column whenever you require by right clicking. Right? And then that is how you add new rows and new columns. Try out these quickly. Right now, what we can put inside each cell. Now that's the next question. Right now, what we can put, what are the values that are compatible in these cells? We need to know. Okay. Quickly figure it out. How you can add a cell, how you can, sorry, add a column, add a row, those quickly. Right, okay. Then I hope you had enough time for you to go around cells and how to insert, insert, delete, remove. That means insert, add, delete right now. Those operations of the cells and the rows and the columns. Right now, what we can type inside each cell. Right now, what we can type is we can type text. Right? We can type text. We can type numbers. We can have decimal numbers, right? We can type 12 km likewise right now then, and we can have times, right? Then we can have the right now what we can type here, what is this? And then we can have dates right now. We can have the date, we can have the time. Let's say I won't type March 3rd, right? And then 25 Jan, the 15 Jan. Likewise, then I can type some dates and then we can have some formulas and we can have some functions. Likewise, we can have in the text right now. Okay, now we can have a function right now. Let's say here we have 10 and here we have 25. Then here we can have a function. This cell plus this. Right. Okay, copy this. Right now, I want to refer to whatever the value in cell A1. Okay, cell A1. Let's say cell, this is A13. A13. Right now, I want to here also show what the cell A13 has. Then I can say equal this. I'm referring to this particular cell. Likewise, then you can have these referring as well. Right now, you can say there is a small difference here, right? If it is a text, right? If it is a text value, that goes to a left align. If it is a text, left align. If it is a number, it goes to a right align. Right now, number with the text considered as a number, a text, so it considered as a left align. The dates, times, right now here, the dates, times, and the numbers are right aligned. Right now, what else we can have? Because now remember the by default, Excel aligns text to the bottom left, numbers to the bottom right. Right? Excel align text to the bottom left, numbers to the bottom right. Right, now if I have some other values like true, false values, true, false. Right now, these you can say true, false values align to the center. Right now, these values align to the center. Right now, let's say here, how we can say bottom left, bottom right, likewise, then that I can show you. Right now, here you can say in this cell, bottom left. Here in this cell, bottom right. Here, the true, false values. Right now, you can say here, bottom center. Right. Therefore, every cell has horizontal alignments, you can see. We have left alignment, center alignment, right, or the middle alignment, right? Right alignment. Now this is the left, center, right. And then we have the justify alignment as well. In the vertical, we have the bottom, center, top, top, center, bottom, top, center, bottom, right. Likewise, you have the horizontal alignments and the vertical alignments, right? Remember, horizontal alignments and the vertical alignments also we have. In horizontally, we can go for left, center, right. Okay. The vertically, we can go to the top, middle, bottom. Likewise, we can set the alignments. And by default, whenever if you type a number, that goes to the bottom right. If it is a text, it goes to the bottom left. If it is true false values, it goes to the, if it is a true false values, if it is a true false value, it goes to the center, right? Likewise, Excel has default alignments as well. So Excel has default alignments, and then thereafter you can set these alignments also, right? You can change the alignments as well, right? Right now, if you want to justify, now here you can only see left, center, right, left, center, right. Now, if I want to justify, how would you justify here right now? How would you justify? Now here you can see if you go to the text alignment options, right? Now you know how to open this align format cells. You can click on this, right? Let's say we have this right now, this much text, right? And this one we needed to alignment, justify alignment. Then horizontally, you can select justify and click OK. Right now, we have selected the justify. Right now, what happens with the justifies? Right then, right now, what happens when you select justify? That's what you need to try out. Right now, when you want to justify, right now, what happens right now? Here in this one, we have set it as justify and then vertical indented. Right now, you can say in the top, if you want to have it as top, you can select top, right? Likewise, you can change here as well. Right now, and if you want to clear all the formattings, right now, we don't need any formattings that applied, right? Then how can we clear this? You can select clear formats, clear content, clear all would clear everything, right? Otherwise, if you want to clear some formattings, then you have to say clear formats. Therefore, that's how, if we have done any changes to the something like this, let's say, and if you want to clear this, only the formattings that you have done, clear formats. Right now, then the default alignments would appear. So that is how when you clear something with what you have done to Excel cells. Right. Now here in Excel cell, right now here you can say I have set, we can expand the height and the width, right? I have expand the height of a cell here by, when you move your mouse over here, this border, right, this line, like you can see like once you select this, then you can drag. Now this is how you change the width of a column. See, this is how you change the height of a column. Right now, that is how you select the height and the width. Once the mouse pointer change, then you can drag. Right. Therefore, now basically, now you know that in Excel, we have right now worksheets in workbook, many worksheets in workbook. Each worksheet has the ribbon, right? Where you can find the tabs and the groups like in Word, right? And especially in here, in the Excel worksheet, you can see there's something here that we call as a name box where you can see the each cell reference, okay? And also here you can see something called fx, that is the function bar. Right now, formula bar. Now this one you call as the formula bar. Whatever you type, you can see it in the formula bar as well. So right now you have the formula bar, right, in Excel. Right. Therefore, and also there's something called status bar, right? What is the status bar right now? Right now, when you select something, some values, let's say 10 and 20, right now, once you,
Sir,
yeah.
how did you do that addition thing where you added 10 and 25? How did you do that?
Very easy right now here. Okay. Right now in this these two cells right now in cell A1, right? In cell A1, let's say I have 100, and in cell B1 I have 200. Let's say in cell F1 I want to get the sum, right? So I type equal sign because I'm referring to some other cells, equal sign, and select this cell. Then you can see cell equal A1 plus I'm going to say B1, cell A1 plus B1. Now press enter would give you 300. Like now here, if you want to get the the difference between B and A, then you can say equal this cell minus this cell. Right. You want to get the product of these two equals A1 multiplied by B1. Right, now if you want to get the division of this, equals 200 divided by this. Likewise, you can get the formulas, basic mathematical operations done easily like this. And not only that, there are some formulas also available we're gonna learn. Right. So now we were talking about the status bar. Right. In the status bar, right now when you have selected some text, okay, now we had hello. Right now, are you ready or something like this? Right now, these we have. Right now, when you select some cells, right? Now you can see here, when I select text only, in the status bar, it shows me count. How many cells that I have selected? 2. Let's say 3. I'm going to select this, then it says count 3. But you can see there are blank cells also there, but now it shows me cells with values. Now, if I select it right now with a number as well, now it shows me count is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cells with values, count is 4. And I have selected a number as well. Then the maximum, the sum is 200. And here, if you want to see the max, that is 200. The mean, that is 200. Right now, if you select 100 and 200, here you can say mean 100, max 200, and sum 300. That you don't have to calculate now, because you can easily do it right now using the status bar. Right now, in your computer, you don't see these max, mean, that those values, right? What are the things you can see in the status bar? Here, what you can see? Do you see all the values that I can see? In the status bar, do you see all the figures? But you have to select with some numbers or something, right? Otherwise, it won't appear. Do you see this? Average count, numerical count, mean, max, sum, likewise? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
All the values you can see, right? Max and mean?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes.
If you don't see that right now, what you have to do? If you don't see these values, these figures in the status bar, right now, you can go to right click and then right click on the status bar and then select customize status bar. Right, then you can select the functions that you want to see. If I don't want average count, number count, minimum, maximum, sum, if I don't need anything, now you can remove it. Now when you select, you won't see these figures. If you really want, you can enable. See? You can enable these right now. So you can enable what you can see and what you want to see here. Right. So, and when you select now, this shows you file status is ready, right, in ready mode. And the sheet number is, we have 2 sheets and we are in the second sheet, sheet 2 of 2, right? No macros are currently recording, accessibility settings, it will show you here. And then here we have the display settings, right? You can see we see the normal view here. This is the page layout view, how it shows you in each page. Right now, then this is the page break preview. Right now, how it will be like in the page break preview. Likewise, it will show you. Right now we know that each cell has address, right? You can refer by row number and the column number, and then we can add, edit, we can change the height, change the width, right? We can insert rows, insert columns, delete rows, delete columns, right? As required. And we know how to navigate through the columns as well. Right now, sometimes, right now, let's say, now I want to set these cells right now. Now I have changed into different sizes. No, right now, how can I set these cells into the same size? Cell height. I want to change the cell height into the same size. How can I do that? Now I have changed the cell's heights into differently. Now how can I change the cell heights into same size? How can you do that? How can I do that? Right now I have different sizes in each cells right now. Then what you can do right now under the right now here in the format, in home format, you can say row height right now. Then you can select either if you want auto fit column width and auto fit row height. Then if I select auto fit row height, you can see the selected cells, the row height got adjusted accordingly right now. See here, I have few different cells here. This one and this one, let's say, and here and this one. Right now we have set the different cell heights, right? See, now I wanted to set the um row heights properly. Auto fit. Then I can go to format, select auto fit row height. Then it will get adjusted. Right. And then let's say here we have in column to column we have different sizes set. Right now I don't need to happen this. Then I would select some the columns that I want to set. Go to format. Then you can say auto fit column width. Right now auto fit column width. Now what happens now? I have set auto fit column width. Or if you select auto fit column width, right now what happens? It doesn't work like the previous row, right? Then what you have to select? Default width. If you select default width, it will ask you to enter the whatever the width you want to set. Right now, here I want to set these columns, right? I want to set these columns. But now when I select auto fit column width, right now it doesn't work like the way I want. So if I say default width and default width, let's say 10, I want to say the standard column with 10 and click OK, then only this column got changed. Right now, why not this one? I wanted to change these columns, right? Then why not? Let's say again, default width as 10. Right now, then how would I change the column width? Right now, the row height works as the way you want. What happens right now? Why I can't do that? What do you think? Any idea? Right now, I wanted to set default width right now, but now it doesn't works like this, no? See, I have selected the cells right now. I have selected these, and then if I select default width, and then if I say 10, click OK, nothing happens. My goodness. And then if I select auto fit column width, right now, then auto fit, what happens right now? Only this one happens, right? Not for this one, is it? Okay, this one also. Right now, right now, why not like now? Here, why not this? These two are different sizes and these three are different sizes. So how can I do that? When I say auto fit, Oh my goodness. Now AutoFit. See what happens now? AutoFit. We need to have text here, right? Now what is the difference? Tell me. And in this situation, if I want to set a column width. I'm gonna say column width as let's say 20. And then if I say 20, now these columns get adjusted to 20. Right. But if I said auto fit, right? Now here this one has only first one, and then let's say here we have this much right values, and then here only one here, and here like few, and then like this. Then I wanted to set the columns right now here up to this into auto fit. Now what happens? Auto fit column width. Right now the cells with the values, based on the values it fits. Right, see now here this cell has this much content right now. Therefore, if you have here some text right now, this will get adjusted automatically. Right now, see if I say auto fit up to this point, format auto fit. Right now, you can see this. If you have values, then based on the values that you have typed, the column will get adjusted accordingly. Right. If you want to set the define size, you go there and select column width. I want 25 as the column width. Then every column has the same size. You don't need this every size, the column width like that much. You want it to set it to 10. You can set it to 10. Likewise, you can see the differences that you can do. Right. Okay, then that is how you adjust the column width and the row height if you want to adjust. Right. And then my next question is right now, here while you let's say you have a table that you are creating now. We want to create a table, name, first name, let's say first name. All right, and then we have last name, address line 1, address line 1, line 1. Okay, address line, address, let's say house number. Okay, address, let's say we have address and the city, and then the zip code we have in a different. Likewise, we have and first name, last name, address, and right now we have this information and the email. Right, then we have the email address of these users like this. Right now, this is it. Right now, we are going to collect some data. But now the problem here is like, well, as I used to enter the data, when I type something, let's say Jane, and I want to go to the B2 cell, right? But as a habit, I press enter. What happens when I press enter? Now from here, if I press enter, what happens? What happens if I press enter? Anyone?
The
It goes
same
to
cell.
cell below.
Yes, it goes to cell down below cell. Right now, that is not the behavior I want because what happens? I type bill and I want to go to the B2 cell, but when I press enter, it takes me to the down cell. Then again, I have to, from the right arrow, I have to click one right arrow and one up arrow to go there. Now it's waste of time, right? So in this situation, if you don't want, when you press enter to go to down cell, you can go to right now options and then change it. So that you have right click on the ribbon and then select the customize the ribbon. Customize the ribbon. Right now, under the customize the ribbon, you can get to Excel options now from the general. General, oh no, all cells data, formulas, where we have it. Under advanced, yes, under advanced, you can see here. Right now, you can say when you enter, what to happen, move the selection. Let's say in this situation, I want to go to right, not to down. So go to Excel options. How you go there? You can easily right click on the ribbon and go to customize ribbon. Otherwise, go to file and then select what we have here. Options here. Excel options, file options, and then under the advanced tab here, select go to left, and then select OK. Right now, if I type this and press enter, it will go to, let's say, build, and now here it should go to the left. See, it should go to the left now. I have typed left. Actually, I need to go to the right, not to the left now. See, it goes to the left right now. That is wrong. So I need to set it to right. Go again, file options in advance. Okay, go to right. Go to right now. If I type, it will go to the right. See, each time when I press enter, it goes to right. So likewise, we can enter the data Bill Smith right now. Press enter. Let's say 123 main drive. Let's say we'll have, let's say something, let's say go zip code, I don't know, 12345. Let's say bill at gmail.com. Likewise, we can have some data the way you want, you can add. Right, now you can see here the sum, like in this table, we have values. Right now here you can't see like main drive, let's say First Cross Street or something like that. Oh, main drive, Lakeview or something, Lakeside. We have the address like this. Then you can't see the entire details. Like then this is where you need the autofill. Oh, sorry, the format the column width. You need to set the format the column width. Right now, let's enter some data, some random names right now. Just enter some random values for these. Like 5 records of the first names, last names, and 5 different addresses. Oh, 5 different cities, 5 different zip codes and emails. Quickly add. Mm, 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 mm. Finish?
Yes.
Right, okay. Now here, this is not a table actually, right? No, so we have just typed some values. If you want to convert this into a table right now, if you want to select this everything right now from the mouse, you can select like this. Or if you click somewhere and press Control A, you will be able to select this. Right. Now, if you want to set the column width, you can set the fixed value or you can set the auto fit values. Likewise, you can set this. Right. Now, here, basically, when we are creating a table in Excel, sometimes we select this and then we go here and then we apply the borders and then we try to go and shade this right now to appear it as a table. Right now, this is what we do normally. Right now, therefore, you don't have to worry at all. You can just select this and then you can convert into a table. Right now, how can you convert into a table? Like just type Control T, I guess. Yes, then from selected one, like you can select Control T and then you can select OK. Then you'll be able to set this as a table already. So you can have the table designs, right? See, the table styles are there that you want to apply. If you don't want any shades applicable, like you can use this or you can use like this format. Then whatever you feel like, then you can select the way you want. Right now, you can select the table the way you want. Right now, we have a table setter. Right now, this is our table. Right now in the table, you have the table design. See, right, you have the table name. If you want, you can define. Right now, you can have table 1 or something like that. If you want right now, okay, if there's already table 1 is there. I don't right now, okay, you can set the tables as the way you want. And then here is the table contextual menu that you can work with the table design. Right now, here in this table now what we can do right now, we have created a table, right? So before we go further here, let's leave this table, right? Now let's save this file. Now I'm going to save this file as file save in my desktop. Let's say I'm going to save this file. Okay, address, okay, contacts. I'm going to save this as a contacts. Right now, here I have saved this file as a contacts. Right now, I have the Excel file saved. Right now, I'm going back to Word now. I'm going back to Word just to finish that mail merge part. We have a data table now. You don't have a table. You just need the list of values right now. If it is not a table right now, if you don't want to keep this as a table, you can just remove it. How you can remove the formats. You can remove the formats, and then you can say here we have the filtering options are there. Then if you don't need the filters, you can click on this. Then that also will remove. Now you can see this is just a list we have. Okay, we have just a list, right? So I'm gonna save this. This is the way even if you have a table, that's fine. Okay, totally fine. Right now, okay, in sheet 2 I have, not in sheet 1, I have in sheet 2, okay? Right, then I'm gonna open Word. Right, now I want to create a blank document that I want to create now. A letter to send to these people that we have created. Now we need to send this information to these people right now. How can we send this the same, like I want to create a document. and send it to these people, like these details that I need to use. Right. So how can I use this mail merge part now? Right now, let's see. Right now, let's go to like now when you need to send it to mail merge. Right now, I'm gonna select mailing. Right now, I'm gonna select start mail merge. Right now, let's say I want to create a letter. Let's say I want to create a letter. Therefore, you can do it for invitations, certificates, labels, envelopes, anything you can create here, right? See, you have, okay? Then I'm gonna select, I want to create a letter, right? I want to create a start mail merge for a letter, and I'm gonna create use the recipients, right? Now, if you want, you can type a new list here, right? You can type a new list here, or you can use an existing list. Since I am using an existing list, I'm going to select use an existing list. Right, in my desktop that I have saved as contacts, right? So I'm going to use contacts.xls. Then it has two sheets, right? It has two sheets. So I'm going to select sheet 1, 2. That is the sheet that I have, right? Sheet 1, 2. The table is there. Sheet 1, 2. Right, and then I have select the recipients from there. And if I want edit recipient list, you can see here. Right now, these are the details that we have: first name, last name, address, city. These information are there. Right, then I need to type the letter. Let's say I'm gonna say dear, whatever the name I want to get. Then I'm gonna get the merge fields. Dear first name, right, space, the last name, and let's say, what you gonna say? We are pleased to confirm the following details of viewers saved successfully your details of viewers, right? Okay. Right. Then we are pleased to confirm the following details of yours. Right now, I have like sometimes I have typed capital letters. Therefore, this is not what I expect. Then I know. Go to home and then I can select this is sentence case, right? Right. What is this lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each word? What I need to use? Capitalize each word? No. Then I want to use what? Sentence case, right? Select sentence case. We are pleased to confirm the following details of yours. And then what are the data that I want to send, confirm, let's say, following records your name. Our record shows, our records are as follows. Our records are as follows. Right, you can have the name. Right now again, you can insert right now we are in the mail merge, right? So insert merge field, first name, space, last name, and then we need to have the address. Then we have the address, and then we have to have the city, and we have the zip code. And then finally, we need to have the email. Let's say I want to show it as like this email, and then you're gonna have the email. Right, and then let's say we're gonna say now thereafter we will be using this information for future correspondences, right? Thank you for choosing our services, right? And this is what I want to show, and Thank you. For your, let's say, ABC company. Right now, this is my the format of the letter that I want to send it to everyone right now. And if you want to have a greeting lines as well, right now, let's say we can have a greeting line as well. You can see here, dear, whatever you want to have. If there is if there is no first name or last name, in order to show dear sir or madam. Likewise, you can set the greeting lines as well if there are values missing. Right, then we are done. If you want, you can select preview and see how each letter looks like right now, how each letter looks like. So you can click on preview results, then first on Amal Pereira, then you can see when you change, right now the values are changing accordingly. Right now, once you verify these, right, if you are okay with this, if you want to finish, then you can select finish merge. Right now, you can get the edit individual documents, or you can print the documents, or you can send it via emails, whatever the options you have. If you select print documents, let's say if you select all, then you will be able to get a print diagram like now here. You will see right now how it get printed right now. If you, let's say for an example, I will show you, I want to merge as an Adobe file, and then I'm going to say I'm going to create all into a PDF, and then let's say desktop. Right now, then you will see how it get. Right. Then if I open the desktop and see, if I open the desktop, then I would be able to see the PDF files right now. Each one has separate one. See? Okay, likewise, you would be able to see how it works. Now, this is how you create the mail merge right now. Even if you want to create in like now, let's say now, if you want to create now, like for each person you want to create. Now we are done with this, let's say. Now we need to create the envelope labels right now. Envelopes. We need to create the envelopes, or we need to have some paper that you need to create the addresses. Okay, how can you do that? Let's say now I don't need like this is done right now. This is finished now. Okay, right now how can I create the like I want to create like labels, right? So I want to create a label to paste it into the in the envelope. I want to paste it into an envelope. Right now, how can I get this? Or you can, if you want, you can select the envelopes, or if you want to create the labels, then how you want to create. Now you can say select the size that you want. If it is a half a letter, 1/4 of a letter, like 30 per pages. Likewise, you can select that how you want to have it. 30 per page right now. Then what you want to like return address also, if you want, you can print it like now. How you want to set this, how we can set this right now. Then if it is labels, right now, this is what we get this. Then we set the label size or whatever, the printer, label vendor, and all these details can be given. Let's say then we want to get this address block like this, right? See the address we have set, right? And then click OK. Then this is how we have, like, then we can see each one's addresses. Like now, since now this is in the entire document right now, I want to change it. How can I set right now? How many addresses per page right now? That I need to set. Okay, then in this label now I need to set like how many addresses per page. Right now, single label. Right now, this is half a letter right now. Then if I want to change this right now, how can I set right that how much of addresses that I want to set, right? then that I need to set right now. If I go to options, right now you can again select 30 per page. If I select OK, and as a label right now, full page of the same, not full page, I want to 30 per page, that's right. What else we have? A letter, product number. Edit individual document would open, right, separate files, and then I don't need it. I need to set it like, how can I get into, let's see if we can get labels. Right now, we can select the label and then we select label. Okay, let's say that 30 per pages, the vendor custom, I guess then. If do you see A4 here? A4 portrait, no? Yes, A4, A4 portrait. Doc margin. Why it doesn't allow me to set 269 millimeter label height? Okay, that's the problem. Where can we set single label print? Full page of same label, print single labels, right? And then options A4 portrait, A4 landscape. The number must be in button 31. 31. No, it doesn't allow me to do that. Why it doesn't allow me? I want to select labels right now. Mailing, I want to set the mail match to label options. Labels, fine. I want A4, right, fine. Then click OK. The margin label size puts number cursor down arrows produce a page that is larger than the label page size. How can I change that? This is vendor, nothing to worry about. Testing. Vertical pages. I don't know why it doesn't allow me to select. I have tried this previously and right. Let's see. You go there, mailing, and then go to start mail merge labels, right? And you're gonna select 30 per page, and then we need to select the recipients and use an existing list which we have already available in the desktop. We have contacts and the page 1, 2. Likewise, we can set and then we can add the address block the way you want. Right now, this is the way, let's say I want, and you can select OK. And then right now we have to preview the results, and then I need to set it across the line, right? So this is the address block. You can see the next record. Likewise, it shows me, and if you want to highlight the merge fields right now, let's see how it looks like now. Right now, it should go throughout the labels and then right now, let's say this one we need to have highlighted also. Now I need to copy this. Okay, you have to click on update labels and then you'll be able to get the addresses only to this. Therefore, like if you are creating a document labels and then if you want to get some labels created like this, you could do it because normally we don't use this actually. That's why it would like a few seconds, a few minutes for me to do this right now. Let me show you again from the beginning. All right, then if you want to start the mail merge right now, let's say, let me close this one and I don't need this. And let's say this one also, we create a new one and see. If you want to create the labels, you have to go to start mail merge labels. And then you can select like now, let's say I want 30 per pages for the, to get the addresses to get printed. Click OK, and then I want to insert the address block. Right now, for that, you need to select the recipients first. Use an existing list, then you select the list. Right now, this is the list, and this is the page exact sheet. And right now, I can get the address block as the way I want, right? And then thereafter, you can do whatever the formats that you want to do, and then you can select update labels. And then when you preview the results, you will be able to see how you will be able to get the records. That means addresses get printed. Likewise, then you can get this printed separately, and then if you want to get the documents printed separately, and then you can do it. Or else you can create the envelopes. Envelopes also the same way. You can select the envelopes, and then here you can add to the document, and then you can create it. And if you try to create the envelopes also, you can go to mailing envelopes, and then you get the delivery address, how you want to put it there in the envelope here. This is where it's going to get printed. And if you want to print return address as well, ABC company main by, let's say USA, something like that we have. And then this is what the return address. Right now, if you want to get the return address as well. And then how you want to print this as information also, you can see in the document where you want to have it, right, in the format that you can select. And thereafter you can start mail merge and envelope, and the envelope size you can select, right, whatever the envelope size you want. You can select, I don't know about these sizes right now. Let's say this is the size we want. Okay, and then you can select OK, and you can select the recipient list, use an existing list, and then you can set this, and thereafter you can select that, get the address block as required, right? And then you can preview, and here if you want to set the right now how you want to print this, likewise the options that you can assign where to print and how to print, likewise you can align the formattings and the position as the way you want to get this printed, and then you can do this as well. So that is how you work with the mail merge, right? Quickly try out this with the Excel file you have, create a letter and see how you can send it to the multiple recipients using the same letter. Try out. And I guess right now, the based on the envelope size you have selected, you will see how it gonna get printed. Right now we are done with this. Now no longer we require these. Okay, now we are going back to the Excel. Right now we were doing in the Excel. Right now what we have discussed so far, we have discussed how to insert worksheet, how to remove worksheet, how to rename worksheet, and then how to insert columns, how to insert rows, and how to work with the cell addresses. Each cell has an address. Right now, then you can see here when you click on a cell with values, you will see the cell address in the here in this. Right now, you can see here the cell address in the name box, and then here you see the value of the cell in the formula bar. Right. Then if you want to change the text here, you can change from here as well. Right now, by selecting each. Right. So, and if you want to convert this into a table, it's just a matter of time. Just select this and then press Control T, and then it get Control A, Control T. Right now we'll get converted to a table. Right. Now this is already a table, right? So this is already a table. You can set it as right, then you can, if you want, you can apply the table designs and so on. You can do it from here, and then you can try out later on. Right, now in this table also, if you want to change the alignments like in the world, right, if you want to have center alignments, right, left alignment, likewise, you can select the way you want. Right. By default, we know that there are alignments for the like the text values get aligned into the left and the numbers get aligned to the right and the true false values aligned to the center, and that is how the default alignments are working in Excel. Right. Then right now let's see now the basically like now we use like now in order to get the data, collect the data, like now we use for analysis, right? Now in an Excel table, right now, let's say, now here I want to create this some values of, let's say I want to create a table. Let's say we have unit price, and then we have unit price, quantity sold, and then let's say sales. Right now we have some few values. Unit price is 25.50, and right 89, 65.50, 26.75, 15.85, 950, 95, something like that. We have some prices. Okay. Now, here, normally, if you want, you can adjust the tables accordingly. If you're not, right, right, if you can select the cells and then you can select the column width, and then you can set the column width as the way you want. Right now, I have mistakenly set 150. That let's adjust into 115. Likewise, you can set unit price, and then the next one is the next cell is the quantity and quantity, right? So we can have some values for the quantity. Let's say quantity 25, 85, so 40, 16, and 8. Likewise, we have some values. Right now, let's say we wanted to calculate the sales of these. Right now, the sales of these each cells, I want to create the sales. And beforehand, let's say I feel like now, okay, this has to be a table, right? Okay, let's say this is my table. So, and normally we use like this, right? Okay, now this one, now I want to have 1, 2, 3, 4 added. The unit numbers I need to add it in this cell. Right now, I can right click and then select insert. Right. Then I want to add the numbers from 1 to 1, 2, 3, likewise incremented web order I need to have. Like then I can type 1, 2, 3, likewise I can add 4, 5, 6, 7, likewise I can add. Otherwise, I can type only one and I can drag this. You can see the mouse pointer. When I when I move my mouse over here, then mouse changes like this. Then when I drag this, now you can see same number get copied, same number, right? If I drag this with control key and I pressed control key, see, control key, then you can see here, right now I can generate the numbers in incremented order. Right. Then I can generate the numbers in incremented order. Right. So I want to get some numbers generated. Like if you don't want to press the control key while you drag, you can type 1 and 2 and then select both and then select, you can drag this. See? And if you want to have format, like now pattern printed, like now for an example, 1 and then 5 and then next one is 10, likewise, then you need to have some numbers in this format. Right, then how can you do that? Right now, if you try out now 1, 5, 10 where we have, then can you copy this pattern? 1, 5, 10. Right now you can see the random values are getting. That's not what we want. Let's try if you need to get something like that pattern get printed. How can we do that? For the time being, let's say now if you want to get numbers generated, see how you can do it. Now you can, if you want to get numbers from 1 to 100, you can just select 1. And let's say if you want, you can press the control key and then you can generate the numbers like this, like now. Then this takes times, right? Let's say if it is 1,000 numbers, if you want to generate 1,000, 1 to 1,000 values like this, get cells filled with 1 to 1,000 values, how can we do that? Now we need to find out. Right now, I want to start from 1 and I want to fill numbers like 1 to 100 or 1 to 1,000. Then 1 to 100 also takes time, right? See? And like now still 29. Now only it went up to 100. Right now, then if I want to go up to 1,000, right? How to do 1,000? How can we generate numbers up to 1,000 if we need to do it? How can you do that? Try out. Right now, I want to print from 1 to 1,000, let's say. I can type 1, right? And then I'm going to select the cell A1 and I'm going to go to fill, right? And then I'm going to select series. And then I want to go to rows linearly. Step value is 1 and stop value is, let's say, 100 or 1,000. If you want, you can select and click OK. And then linear. I have selected linear, no? Right, then yes, linear, it's fine, but I have selected rows. Now that's what it happens right now. So this is not at what I want. Press Control Z. Okay, go to fill series. Right now, I want values in not rows. I have to need the values in columns. Right, then the type is linear because it has to increase one by one. That's okay. And then step value is 1.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Right. So then I need to set the series value in columns, type linear, step value 1, and click stop value is 100. So now this time you will be able to get like 1, 2, 3 likewise up to 100. See, that's how you can do it. And also if you want to get this series printed, right, fill by 1, like with the, you can change the step value and see how it's gonna. In columns, the step value is, let's say, 4. 1, 5, then okay, step value has to be 5. Step value has to be 5, and then stop value, let's say 100. And then if I click, then it goes like 1, 6, 11 likewise. No, I need to start with 0. Let's say I'm going to start with 0 and I'm going to select fill series, and in the columns, step value 5 and stop value is, let's say, 101. I need to include 100 as well. Then I'm going to select linear. Okay. Then 0, 5, 10, 15 likewise. Then you can see you can generate a series of values easily that you want. And like if it is for 1,000, nothing to worry. Like let's say if you are starting from 10, no worries. You start from 10 and you want to go up to 1,000, 10 series in columns. Step value is 1. Let's say if, let's say you want to increase it by 10 all the time, 10, 20, 30, 40 likewise. You can say stop value 10, step value 10, stop value 1,001, and then you can select OK. Then 10, 20, 30, 40 likewise numbers can be generated easily using the fill series. Therefore, remember, if you have to create these kind of things, like if you try to drag the mouse, it will take ages, it will take more time of yours. Therefore, then you have to fill, like if it is for only for 5, then the best thing is to just drag the mouse like this, right? Because it's very easy. It won't take much time. But here, if in order to fill this up to 7, if you go there and then select, see how much work you have to do, select fill and go to series and columns, step value 1, step value 7, and click OK. Then only you'll be able to fill this. But rather doing this, you could have drag and drop easily, right? But if you have to generate large number of in sequence, then you can use this fill series values. Okay, try out. I want to generate 100 to 1000 values, 100 to 5000, 100 to 5000 values. Like now, for an example, I need to have 100, 200, 300, 400. Likewise, like 100 difference in each, up to 5000. Quickly do it and tell me how to do it. Tell me how to do it actually. How can I do that right now? I want to generate the numbers from 100 to 5000. The like 100, 200 likewise. Then what should I do? Initial value is what? What is the initial value?
100.
100. Yes. Then we need to fill series in columns. Step value is what? Step. The difference between two values.
100.
100. The stop value is what?
5001.
5001. Exactly. Because if you just type 5000, only up to 4900 values will get displayed here. Then click OK. 100, 200, 300 likewise. You can see up to 5000 get this generated. Like this is how you use the fill series values, right? Now, okay, now let's say we have Sunday. Okay, Sunday. Right now, I want to get this Sunday, Monday, the rest of the weekdays. Right now, if I drag, see, that is also possible. See, week by week, it get in rotation. It will apply Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Again, like Sunday, Monday. Then, if you want, like, if you type Sunday, Monday in short formats, right? And then if you drag this, again, you'll be able to see how you can do it. And because there are custom, by default, there are default lists available for this. Like, again, if you try for Jan, Feb, and likewise, if you try to drag, if you even Jan, right now, you can see, you can drag the months, right? See, this is how you can do it. Right now, if you want to fill the every month, like the months here, you can select Jan and then if you go for fill series, right, then again you can say in columns. Right now, what? Can you select now this right now? Why this uh date until is not working right now? Here, why? Can you figure it out like whether why this is not working? Can you generate the series also right now? Whether can you generate the series also using the fill? Try out whether can we generate the months in series using the series. Can we do that? Right. Right now, what I want to do, January. And then I go into fill, series. Right now, series in columns. Right, and then what I need to do, this is date, right? Yes, then this is date. And then date until I need to select, this has to be month. Right, date until month, and then step value 1, and then stop value, let's say December, and then click OK. And integer decimal number may require stop value, yes, columns, date, month, let's say 12. Oh, it has to be December, exactly, why not? Columns, date, January spellings are not wrong, yes, week, day, month. It doesn't allow us to do it, no? Right, why is that here? I don't know, it doesn't work. Right, okay. Because it's supposed to work, I don't know. Right now, this is how we can use for large value sets, no? Right then, we can, for 12 values, like you can easily use the fill handle, like you can just drag and drop, right? So you can just drag easily, you can generate. Right now, that is how you use the series, work it out. And then we were talking about now the filling the values, the copying the values, right? Now, if you want to copy the same thing again, if you want to copy the sales value for rest of the uh, cells, you can easily drag, see, you can copy the same. Right, now the next question is we need to get this filled. Right, now the unit price into quantity is equals to sales. Right, then we need to get this. Right, now there are many other ways of doing this. One thing, you can right click, you can select equals, you can type equal sign before formula, before typing a formula every time you need to put in equal sign, unit price multiplied by quantity and press enter. Then you can drag this. Right now this get copied, the formula get copied, you can calculate the sales in these columns by multiplying these. Anytime if you want to see what the formula, what are the values you are referring here in this formula, if you click on the formula bar, you can see the cell addresses B3 into C3, B3 selected, C3 selected. See that likewise you can see. If you select the formula bar, you will be able to see this. Right. Rather doing this, if you want to weave this actually, then you can go to formulas tab and then you can select show formula. Right. If you select show formula, right, rather displaying the value itself, it will show the respective reference. Right. Okay, try out quickly this, and then I will show you another way of doing. Rather, right, we have just type it one time, and then we have dragged, right? That's how we did it. Rather doing it, there's another shortcut as well. Try out this quickly, and then I will show you how to do that.
When are we going to Jaffna?
Right. Now, I think now you have already done this. Okay, let's see how is the shortcut of doing this. Okay, right now, okay, now I wanted to apply the formula, copy the formula at once. Okay, right now, if I select this, equal this multiplied by this and pressing enter, fills only the particular cell, single cell. and then I have to drag this to copy the formula. But rather doing this, if I select all the cells first, remember, select all the cells, and type the formula, this into this. We have selected cells, we have selected all the cells and type equal sign and the formula. Rather pressing enter, press the control key and the enter. Is that clear? I will tell you again. Right, now select all the cells that you want to copy the formula, right? And then press the equal sign. Select the both cells with the operator. Right now, you just need to press enter now. If you just press enter, it will apply only for that particular cell. That is not what I need, right? So, remember, select all the cells equals this multiplied by quantity, right? Unit price multiplied by quantity, and press Control plus enter. Press the control key and then click the enter. Control key and the enter. Control enter. Press control key along with the enter key. Right? Then you will be able to copy the formula. Right. Is that okay for you? Did you try it out? Were you able to try out this? Right. Now, okay, try out quickly and tell me. Now I want you to calculate total here. Here the total sales I want to generate here in this cell. Let's say total sales. Total sales here. Right. I want to get the sum of all these values here. Right now, how can I get the total sales here? Right. Is there any way, any shortcut or anything that I could follow in order to get the sum of all these values quickly here? Into here? How can I do that?
By using AutoSum.
AutoSum. How can I use the AutoSum?
Select equal and there's an icon in AutoSum.
Select this and select AutoSum, is it?
Yeah, and enter.
Right. Now, and press enter. Okay. Right. Otherwise, what is the shortcut? Alt plus equals, is it? Alt plus equals, is it? See, try out. Press the Alt plus equals. Try out this. Alt plus equals. Alt plus equals will give you the total here. Right. If you type here Alt plus equals, right, you can see the sum of this particular column values you can get. We don't need exact, at this point, we don't need this, but that is how you generate the AutoSum. Right here, if you want to get the total quantity, you just need to type Alt plus equals. While pressing the Alt, okay? Press and hold the Alt key. Press and hold the Alt key. Press and hold the Alt key. Press plus and then the equal sign. Right? Alt plus equal. See? Alt plus equal. Likewise, you can generate the AutoSum. Right, now the total. Right, rather than that, if it is difficult, here you want to get, select the cells that you want, click on AutoSum. That will generate you the AutoSum. Right, the total of all these values. Right. Okay, that is how you generate the AutoSum value. Right. And then, right now we know how to generate the AutoSum. Right now, AutoSum can calculate the AutoSum, not only the AutoSum, auto average, auto count, max, min. Likewise, it can calculate those values as well. Right. Now, these are a unit price I want to set it in with the currency format. I want to set it as a currency, and then every decimal value right now in two decimal values. Right now, everything in two decimal values. That we can do using number formattings here. Right, using these, we could change. Right now, see, we can increase the number of decimals, we can decrease the decimals, or we can have only two decimals, one decimal. Likewise, we can set. And also, there's a dollar sign, and then there are few currency formats are available. If you want more, you can select then currency, and then you can select the symbol that you want. Right here, you will be able to select the symbol that you want. Let's say you may find the LKR as well. Otherwise, if you want, you can leave it as dollars, as the way you want that you can do. Here, if you want rupees also available, you can select rupees and then select. Right now, this likewise, you will be able to show how you want to display the currency as well. And same formatting that you can apply for here as well. Then sales also apply. Oh, this one also, if you want to apply the same formatting, you can just click. And then you can see here, it applies the rupees. All right. Now see, this is how you can use the format painter as well. Right now, this, if you want, you can create as a table, right? You can select this and press Ctrl T, and then you can create it as a table, and then you can select the design the way you want, and then you can see how it looks like. Right now, this is how you use. Right now, this is just an introduction of how you can use the Excel. Right. Now we know that in an Excel cell, the type of values that you could enter. Right. Now, sometimes, okay, right now, let's say we have to have, okay, we have only unit price, but like this. Now you can see let me remove the filters that I don't need the filters. Right. Now, okay, now unit price, let's say now here for an example, in these numbers, let's say we have like this unit price. Okay. Then the cell size, column size is set as this. Right. Now I don't have enough size because I have many, I sold sell quantity sold. Right. I have quantity sold. I have many columns available. Therefore, in one sheet, I need to have multiple columns to display. So then I have a problem that I need to set it like as much as possible. So unit price, I need to display the entire thing. Right now, how could I do that? So in this situation, we can select wrap text. Quantity sold also, you can select the wrap text. Then you can see here, right, you can have the text available here, wrap down to the next one, right? Wrap text. You can select wrap text. Let's say we have another cell above here, and January sales. I want to have January sales. Right now, some of us, most of the time, do this mistake. Right now, when you want to have January sales, right, highlighted here, we just select these three cells and then we will just put merge and center. Okay. Now, if you do so, merge and center, right? And then let's say by any chance, the same table, let me copy here as well. And then if you have February sales, and if by any chance, if you do merge and center this as well, now problem is here, if you want to select only these column values, right? If you want to select only these column values, so if you want to use it for a formula or something, like let's say I want to use this for a formula that from all these values like this, then I can't do that, right? Once I reach from here, then you can see because of this merge cell, I can't use it. I can't get the sum of all these values, right? So if you don't use merge and center unless it is required, right? Now, but by the way, if you really want to appear this title or whatever the text at the center, if you want to have it at the center, right? Now, how can you do that? Now, the next problem. Right now, let's say here, I want to set the column width into a auto fit column width, right? And then height also, auto fit row height. Right now, let's say here, why not? Auto fit row height, and let's say it doesn't adjust accordingly. Why not? I'm gonna set row height into 8. No, not 8, it has to be 10. Okay, right. Okay, then now the problem here is like if you want to set it as center, right? Select the cells that you want to have, right? Write down if you want. Most of you don't do this, right? Now, even if you take any documents, like majority, like 90% of the people don't use this trick. Select this and then go to alignments, okay? And select horizontal, like center across selection, right? See, select this and go to alignments and then select horizontally center across selection and click OK. Now you don't have to worry. You can just select only these column values, and likewise you can select column by column values without worrying about anything, and it appears as the way you have merged and centered, right? Because the text appears at the center, so you don't have to merge and center. Therefore, rather doing merge and center, you can do it like select the cells that you want, right? Now, if you have left align like this, now if you have center like this, now then you can't center across the selection. No? So, do that. Select the whatever the cells that you want to expand this, go to alignment and then select horizontal center across the selection and then click OK. Now that's how you do it. If you want to write that down somewhere, that would be really helpful for you if you are dealing with Excel tables. Right. Okay, then now we need to come up with some exercises. Let's create a table of, let's say, student subjects. Right now, I want you to create a table. Student name here. Quickly student name. And then whatever the subject 1 mark, subject 1, subject 2, and subject 3. Right, and then subject 4. And then let's say we need to have the total. Then we need to have the average. Right, and then we need to generate the rank and so on. Right. So create a table and fill these values like up to 10 records or 20 records, and then thereafter let's try out how to generate these. Quickly try out. Do this. Now we have a table that we need to fill this total average ranks. Right now, when you're entering data, you should have searched for shortcuts right now, how to enter this data to the entire column, right? Rather entering one by one. If you have to enter one by one, it will take ages, right? Now there are new ways of doing it, new ways in the shortcuts, right? Figure it out. I will tell you next day how to fill this entire column values only by entering values into this one. Likewise, right? Now, for the time being now, we want to get the total generated here. So there are a few ways, the basics ways, right? Whatever the function or the formula that you want to use, you have to start with the equal sign. If it is a formula, then you can calculate this plus this plus this plus this. Likewise, you can write. That is also correct, but it takes time, right? Because you have to click, how many times you have to click? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 cells, you have to select 4 equal signs and so on. Right, but rather doing it, now this gives you an answer, right? But rather doing it, you can generate the sum equal SUM, and then you can select these cells and you can close it, right? 315. Now we wrote a function. A function called sum. What is the function? In order to get the total, we type equal sign, sum, SUM, and then inside the brackets, we provide the cell addresses. Right? We can have, right now, here we can type. Now, here you can see here, if we have very few values, rather providing a range, we can type comma separated as B6 comma, this comma, this comma, this. Work out. But the problem is again, this is same as using the equal sign. So we should be able to provide the range B6 to E6 using the colon. B6 to E6. We can get this thing done. B6 to E6, this range. We are talking about this cell range. Get the total of this cell range using the formula sum. This is how we did it, right? Now, or else we can say, this is how we did it. Now, or else we can type, even now you know how to use the AutoSum as well, right? Now, equals Alt plus E. Right now, likewise, you can do it. Now, what it says, like, not for operand, try of the following, and the missing operand of the formula delete. What is it? Let's say Alt plus E. Alt plus E. Likewise, we have, please, I have not deleted right now. See, Alt plus E. Right now, you can say Alt plus equal sign. Not E, Alt plus equal sign. Now you can get the total sum, right? Otherwise, select the mouse here, select AutoSum, sum. Right now, we would be able to generate. Right now, then we have to generate the sum for these as well, right? Therefore, either like I said previously, you can select all the cells and then do the formula and press the Control Enter. Or else, will this work out? If you, right now, if you select all these cells and then if you select AutoSum, sum, right now, if I require to generate the AutoSum here, will I be able to do that? If I want to generate the AutoSum here, will I be able to do that? See, Alt plus C, very simple, right? Now, Alt plus C, what to do? Right now here, this is where I want to generate the total, right? So, select all, press Alt plus sign and equal sign. Alt plus equal would generate the formula. Otherwise, in the very basic way, you can type equal SUM. Sum is the total function, right? And press enter, right? And then drag and drop. Like this, you can do it. Or else you can try, if you don't remember any of the formulas, you know the maths equal this value plus this value plus this value plus this. Press enter. And then drag and drop. That also do the task. Right now, if you see, what's here? What's the formula that we have used? Show formula. Right now you can see here. When you drag the cell values changes accordingly. Cell values changes accordingly. When I drag down, B6 changes to B7, that into B8, into B9, into B7. Likewise, you can see cell addresses are changing. Right? See, when the cell addresses are changing, because I have dragged down, I have copied the formula by dragging down, then the cell address has changed accordingly. Then this one we call as relative referencing. The formula has like user cell address to get the value, When I drag the formula down, that means when I copy the formula down, the cell addresses has changed accordingly. Now, previously in this cell, we have referred to B6, C6, D6, F6, E6. When at this cell, we are talking about B7, C7, D7, E7. Likewise, then this is how the formulas has changed accordingly. Right, quickly calculate the total right now. I want to calculate the average. How can we calculate the average? In simple maths, tell me how can we calculate the average? We have the total. So how can I calculate the average?
Divide the total by the number of
Yes,
students.
exactly. Divide the total by the number of, then get the total. Put the divide sign, division by 4 subjects, then put 4. We will be able to get this formula. Right now you can drag down, or else, select all equals this cell divided by 4, control enter. You can copy down the formula. Right now there are so many ways. Right now what we did, equals, right now for the first one, equal cell address is F6 divided by 4. Otherwise, there is a function called average that we could use, right? How can we use that function? Right now, let's see, figure it out. Right click, average, like when you type AVER, you get the rest. Average of what? You can select the subject marks, average, then press enter, then you can copy down this as well. See, you can drag it. Otherwise, you can type average here. You can type average, 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 and then select the cells. Rather pressing enter, close the bracket, control enter. You can copy down the formula. Right now, what is the function now that we have used? Average. Right now, previously we used sum, or else we could use the average. Otherwise, you could have done this. Very easy, right? Right. So that is how you calculate the average. Right. And then these values also, if you want to center into a line center, that is possible. And the average marks that you want to show with 2 decimals, that is also possible. Right. If you want only 1 decimal, let's say select the cells. Right now, 2 decimals, 3 decimals, only 1 decimal, or like 2 decimals, likewise that you can set. Right now we got the average. Right now, based on the average, that I need to mm, 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 calculate the rank. Beforehand, we need to practice the absolute referencing and the relative referencing. Right. Right now, I just leave this for a while. Okay, quickly complete up to this point, and then we need to talk about the absolute referencing, and then we will see how to get this thing done, absolute referencing, in a quick example, and thereafter we'll wind up for today. Right now, let's say we have a USD LKR exchange rate, USD LKR exchange rate, USD to LKR. one USD to LKR rate. Let's say USD to LKR rate is here. We have figure it out 336, right? And here we have USD values, and then here you have to calculate according to the LKR values. Let's say 1000 USD, 500 USD, 250 USD. 500 USD, 999 USD, 20.25.6. Likewise, then we have some USD values that needs to convert it into a USD rate. Right. Now this is the today rate. And then according to this, we need to change. Right. Now tell me, right now, how can I do that? Easily, we know that this is equals to 1000 into this much. And then I can get the answer. Right. Okay. Done. Right. Now let me have this table here. Right. Okay. Now tell me. Right. Now this is my table that I want to calculate. Right. Okay. Now this is how I did that. This into this multiplied by this. Right. Now, if I drag down, what happens? If I drag this down, what happens? Quickly drag this formula and tell me what are the values that you are getting. Quickly come up with this and then let's see what happens. Right, when I drag down, I get the answers like this. Why is it? My goodness, why is it? Can anyone tell me the reason behind that? What do you think? If you can get an idea, if you enable the show formula option, then you will be able to get an idea what has happened right now and then tell me what's wrong here and why we ended up by getting 0 as the answer. Anyone? You should be able to see the difference, see the problem.
There's no value in the
Exactly.
that
Yes. Now, what was the problem? Right now, we have copied this. Right now, we have copied this by dragging. When we are dragging, what happens actually? Now, let me drag into the right side as well. See what's happening. This is M12. Now has changes to N12. And K11 has changes to L11. Right. If I drag down, what happens? M12 has changed to M13. K11 has changed to K12. M13 has changed to M14, K12 has changed to K13. Likewise, one by one increasing. If I drag down, the row numbers are increasing. If I'm dragging to right side, the column numbers are increasing. Right now, but really, do I need to, okay, tell me, do we need to increase the M, that's column M row numbers when I drag? M12, M13, likewise, do I need to increase these M values? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, I need to increase. Okay. Now, basically, this problem we can initially omit it by how? Rather doing this, we can type 336 and then press enter and then we can copy. Now this works, no? Now there are values. Values are generated, right? Values are there. Perfect. But the problem here is now tomorrow this changes to 325. But if I change only this, will this change these values? No. Because we have used the formula just to multiply this value by 336, not by the value in this cell. No? Therefore, this is not correct. Only for today this is correct, but tomorrow again you have tried the formula again. So it's waste of our time. No? So what we need to do now, because previously we wrote this equals to this cell value should get multiplied by this. Right, and thereafter I have copied this down. Now then only M value also increases, K value also increases. Right, but do we really need to increase the K values? K 11, 12 likewise, do we need to increase the K values?
No need.
No need, because the K value has to be fixed. No matter what you are referring here also should refers to the same cell. This K11 is fixed. So in Excel, if you want to, right now, when you drag something, the value, the cell addresses are changed accordingly. Then that is what you call as relative referencing. Right? If you want to stop the relative referencing, then you have to go for absolute referencing. Absolute referencing can be achieved via, remember, by putting a dollar sign. Right? If you put in the dollar sign in front of the K, if you put the dollar sign in front of the K, if you drag down, still it works. But if you drag to the right, now it won't change the K value. K value will be the same. Because now it says what? Fixing. We are fixing or we are locking the column. We have locked the column. What we did, we have locked the column. Right. If you don't want to lock the column, let's say we are only dragging down. In this situation, we need to lock only the row. Therefore, we are going in front of the row sign, row number, and then put the dollar sign in front of this. Right now, and if you drag this now, you can see the dollar sign is there. Therefore, the 11 won't change. You are fixing the row. You are fixing the row. But still, now this changes the column. This changes the column. See? 11, M11, likewise from K to L, L to M, likewise it changes. If you want to avoid that as well, you could put dollar sign in front of the column and the row as well. Then it won't change the, when you drag down, it won't change. Even if you drag to the right, it won't change. So this could be achieved by pressing F4 easily, right? Rather typing a dollar sign here and there, just go there in the formula bar, select the cell reference, press the F4 key. Right now you can change the dollar sign accordingly. See, all the options are there. If you press the dollar sign F4, it applies the dollar sign for both. Then if you drag down, here you can see right now the cell K11 won't change. Right now if you remove the formula, you will see the answers. Now even if you assign a value here, it gets generated. And tomorrow if this changes to 250, no worries, automatically these get updated. If it goes for 400, no worries, this get updates. Now you don't have to go and change the formula because you are referring to this particular value. Is that clear? How you do it, how you achieve it, how you do it now? We needed to multiply this cell value with the fixed value USD to LKR. So we have to multiply by this cell. So we need to press the F4 in order to make it absolute value. And then we can do the task. This is how you do it. And if you change it, all the values are changing. Is that clear? Now, this is what you call as absolute referencing. Absolute referencing. Therefore, try out that, how it works, and then search for functions about rank function when you're coming next day. Then we are starting with functions and then other Excel activities, related activities next day. So practice and come what we have learned so far and try to search from the internet, learn about the formulas and see what are the formulas that you can use daily and do you achieve your work. And thereafter we will see how can we use the formulas, how to use unknown formulas. Likewise, we will see. Right. If you have any questions up to now, you can ask now. Other than that, I'm going to wind up for today. Any questions, please ask now.